Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we'll see a man who's been in charge for more than a decade, Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions, as they take on Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Eagles team as they interplay here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in Week 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense and Matthew Stafford ready to go here. Stafford still a solid quarterback in his 11th season now, but the Lions still yet to win a playoff game under his guidance. And last year's mark of 6-10, the worst since 2012 for the Lions.
Hey, 260. Hey, keep it up.
A first carry for the converted wideout, J.D. McKissick. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
I'm getting the sense that Fletcher Cox is making offensive linemen want to take the week off when they have to play against him.
It's a regular routine for him, isn't it?
It really is. That play there, that's him all day long. Good luck trying to block him and keep him from disrupting your offense.
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Looking downfield for Jones. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. And we look now at the Lions offense.
And a big key is going to be how can these wideouts create separation from the defensive backs, because we've seen some early success in the passing game in this one, and that's going to need to continue.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Throwing again. Stafford. And he finds Danny Amendola. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 29-yard line. They will run it. It's McKissick. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Calling a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. A look now at the defensive starters for Philadelphia. They played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
Have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw. They ended up getting 4 sacks in the game, stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire time, made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield.
And that's what they told us this week, that pressure on the QB is key. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Stafford. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Fletcher Cox, the former Mississippi State Bulldog, ringing the cowbell there on the sack. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. From the gun, here's Stafford. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Danny Amendola, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack on the previous play. That just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
Prater for the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Carson Wentz in his 4th season now out of North Dakota State, ready to bring out this Eagles offense. And he's had to sit and watch Nick Foles under center during Philly's last 2 playoff runs. So health will be a key for Wentz in 2019, no doubt. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Wentz to throw. Steps away to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wentz, and complete to Zach Ertz. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Here we go. 180. I got it.
Wentz to throw on 3rd and 1. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 33. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10. Down at the 33. Wentz connecting with his tight end, Goedert. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle 1st down. From the red zone now, Wentz. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Coleman. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty. And Detroit getting set to go now.
They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Now Stafford, and it's caught here. Amendola. And they'll get him down here at the 23. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Lady! Check Mike 54. Mike 54. All day, dog.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. He'll get this one to Galladay. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 14 and a 1st down for Detroit.
Double time.
Here's McKissick. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll take this from one 47-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Stafford on 3rd down. And Amendola with a catch. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
He used to laugh back in the day when they were nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Fletcher Cox picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. That's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
Got a man, it's Amendola. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 18. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Galladay's got it, and the Lions have a touchdown. Kenny Galladay, his 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
That play was blocked so well, it almost felt like a 7-on-7 session with no rush at all. Quarterback was able to stay in the pocket, scan the field, go through his progressions, and find the open receiver for a touchdown.
Prater on to add the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that one a long 11-play drive. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go!
A reminder, coming up later tonight, a lot of buzz about this game. The Browns, they've been doing some travel. Back-to-back primetime games for them. Monday night they were in New York. Now the Browns head to Los Angeles to take on the NFC champs, Browns and Rams, an 8:20 kickoff Eastern time, 5:20 in California. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. A good pickup there at 22.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Check.
When you struggle on the offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Again, it's Wentz. It's caught by Sanders. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 22-yard line. Wentz going to throw. That's taken in by the tight end Perkins. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Now Wentz. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Joshua Perkins, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. Elliott good with a PAT, and that'll make our score 14-7. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Back out is Matthew Stafford in the Lions offense. And he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence. Does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they're feeling really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Stafford now to throw. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Stafford now, pretty remarkable, 14 of 15 through the air, only 1 incompletion, and another 1st and 10 here. Now Stafford. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. Stafford now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Stafford. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he has his receiver. That's Jones. Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Extra point good by Prater, and it's now 21-7. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Wentz now to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Going to look deep for Jeffrey. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. This clearly the final play of the half, but no field goal attempt. They're going for it with 3 seconds remaining. A final shot before half for Wentz. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And welcome in everybody to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Time for a look around the NFL here in Week 3 of the new year. We'll start with a matchup of 2 teams who played a memorable Thanksgiving snow game back in the 80s. Miami on the road to take on Dallas. And it's the Cowboys who are out in front. Dak Prescott has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, we head to Foxborough to check on the Patriots at home at Gillette Stadium. And at the half, they trail the visiting Jets in that ball game. Sam Darnold has a couple of touchdown passes. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And they've got the lead at halftime over the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Josh Allen has thrown 2 touchdown passes. In the game you're watching, it's Matthew Stafford who's had it working in the first half. His 3 touchdown passes have his guys out in front as we hand things back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as he'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
and I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start.
And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Jared Davis leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6. To try again after the sack. Wentz. And Sanders has got it complete. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Now Wentz. Wide open receiver complete. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play. But we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one. Wound up hitting him for a 1st down.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Miles Sanders out of the backfield. And it's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Wentz again. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 28. Wentz now 13 out of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st down. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Wentz to throw again. Well, that's complete to Sanders. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. Again, they'll throw with Wentz. This one into the hands of the running back, Balaj. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Now Wentz. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. Carson Wentz with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Elliott on for the extra point. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. The ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up the touchdown.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Nigel Bradham, the linebacker, right there on the coverage.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Carson Wentz and the Eagles getting set to take over. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually, there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that is, whether it's an assistant coach, whether it's one of his best friends on the team, someone that can get in his ear, get with him and say, all right, my man, what do you need? What's going on here? So there's one person he can lean on. He's going to have to lean on that guy right now.
To throw is Wentz. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Wentz. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Wentz now on first down. And this is caught at the end. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A well-executed 22-yard gain. To throw, it's Wentz. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
2nd down and goal. Wentz incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen.
Now the ball comes loose, and this is scooped up by the Lions. And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line.
I know one thing, the team that had the ball and was driving, they're going to feel horrible. But the team that was on defense, they're going to give a little bit of credit, able to hang in there and force a key turnover.
In the red zone, though, had a chance to tie it and an opportunity missed. A good pickup of 6 there on first down. Running the jet sweep with Jones, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. Here's Stafford. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox able to record his 5th sack of the season. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. On the return, Jackson. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down. Throwing his Wentz. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Kalen Ballage out of the backfield, but it's going to be second down. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Throwing now is Wentz. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 32-yard line. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's first and 10. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dallas Goedert, his first touchdown of the new season, as they can now even this game here in the fourth quarter with the extra point. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Elliott now to add the extra point. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Just a 4-play drive that time. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. They'll go again with McKissick. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just started in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Now it's Stafford. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there and handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Wentz going to throw. And this is incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Here's Wentz to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 33. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. Now Wentz. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 19 yards there on the catch and run. He has been terrific today, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Running flawless 2-minute drill right here. This has been quarterbacking 101 with a flourish.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Into the red zone, Wentz. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. To throw is Wentz. That is caught inside the 5. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal.
57.
Here's a run with Balaj. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. They'll stay on the ground. Balaj again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's 3rd and goal. They'll run here with Balaj. Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal. Such a long drive here. 3 points. That would be a disappointment, but I don't know if you can go for it here, can you?
Well, you know, the defense was really giving them a lot all the way downfield, and now they've stiffened. Forget that bend, don't break. Now they don't even want to let them get a yard, do they? So in this spot, remember what the coaches told us before the ball game? Any drive that ends with a kick is going to be okay with us, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. Take the field goal right here.
So it's not quite over yet, but you have to figure they pretty well got this one on ice now.
And Brandon, I'm trying to figure out how they remain so calm in these situations and then go out and execute, because I'm up here shaking like a leaf, and I wasn't the one who had to make that kick.
They look calm, but I bet if you had a heart rate monitor on them, they'd be up in the 300s right now. After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Philadelphia, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they'll fall to 1-2, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.